Hello and welcome. Today, we are jumping into a tarot card that, let's be honest, we can all relate to at some point, the Ten of Wands. This is the card for when you're feeling completely, utterly overwhelmed. You know, when it feels like the weight of the whole world is resting right on your shoulders.
Yeah, that's this card.
Wow, right? That quote just cuts right to the heart of it. The Ten of Wands isn't really about failing. It's about burnout. It's that wild moment when your own strength and your own capability have actually led you to a point where you can barely move forward. Okay, so let's dive a little deeper. So, the Ten of Wands tends to show up when something that started out as a really good idea, maybe even a passion project you loved, has just spiraled into this exhausting burden. You know that fiery, exciting energy of the Wands suit? Well, when you don't keep an eye on it, it can become totally all-consuming. We say yes just one too many times, and suddenly we feel like we're drowning.
Now, if we look at the classic imagery on the card, we usually see a person just staggering along, their arms totally full of these 10 heavy wands. The bundle is so big, it completely blocks their vision. They literally can't see where they're going, even though their destination, that little town you see in the distance, is often so close. It's just a brilliant illustration of being isolated by your own responsibilities.
So, what does it mean when this card pops up upright in a reading? Well, you can think of it as a diagnosis. The card is basically holding up a mirror to your situation and saying, hey, you're carrying too much. Let's break down exactly what that means.
The crucial thing to get here is the duality of it. Yes, you are overburdened, you're stressed, and you are feeling the strain. But the number 10 in tarot also represents completion. So the good news is that the finish line is near. You've been working incredibly hard, and you're taking those final steps, even if they feel like the absolute heaviest ones.
These keywords really just paint the whole picture, don't they? You're feeling overburdened by all these responsibilities, which of course leads to stress and full-on burnout. It is that classic uphill struggle where you've taken on way too much. But I really want you to pay close attention to that last one. The end is in sight. Don't forget that. There is a light at the end of this tunnel.
Okay, now let's flip the card. The reversed 10 of Wands. This represents a critical turning point. The pressure has become so immense that something has to give. You're facing a major choice. Are you going to let go of the burden, or are you going to let it break you?
And this right here perfectly illustrates that choice. On one hand, the reversed card can be incredibly positive. It might mean you're finally learning to say no, you're delegating, you're sharing the load, and releasing that need for control. On the other hand, if you don't make that choice, it can signal a total collapse, trying to solve impossible problems and feeling like you're getting absolutely nowhere.
Now let's see how this energy plays out when it comes to our relationships. The whole theme of carrying a heavy load is incredibly powerful when we talk about love, because that's where burdens are really meant to be shared. So when it's upright, the card can suggest that a relationship has started to feel like a chore. Maybe one person is carrying all the emotional weight, and all the fun and spontaneity are just gone. Now reversed, it's that crossroads again. It can be a beautiful opportunity to offload that stress and reconnect as a team. Or it could be a warning that one partner is dodging all responsibility, pushing the relationship right to its breaking point.
This theme of being overburdened is maybe most obvious when we apply it to our careers and our finances. This is the area where we so often bite off way more than we can chew, chasing after success at the cost of our own well-being.
So when it's upright, this card often points to being totally overloaded with projects or facing financial burdens that feel absolutely crushing. You've just lost your enthusiasm. Reversed, it presents that very same choice. It can mean you're finally delegating and finding smarter ways to work or get your finances under control. Or it could be a huge warning that you're about to crumble under the pressure and dig yourself into an even deeper hole.
Okay, so we've diagnosed the problem, we totally understand the stakes, but the most important part of all this is the so what, right? If this card is showing up for you, what are the practical, actionable steps you can actually take to lighten your load?
First, you have got to assess what's actually important. Take a hard look at your lists and ask yourself, what can I just drop? Second, ask for help. Seriously, delegating isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. Third, you must learn that beautiful, powerful two-letter word, no. It is a vital survival skill for protecting your energy. And finally, you have to release the need to do it all perfectly yourself. You've got to let go of that control. And this really leads us to the most important lesson of the 10 of Wands. Your value is not measured by how much you get done. We so often tie our ego and our sense of worth to how productive we are, how much we can handle.
This card is a powerful reminder to just let that go. You are worthy because you are, period.
And I want to leave you with this question to really think about. Take a moment. What is one burden, one worry, one task on your plate right now that you could just put down? Lightening the load starts with that very first step. Thanks for being here with me today.
We've created a beautiful Tarot Infographic Handbook and a Learn Tarot coloring book too. Check them out using the link in the description. See you next time.